The song was Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. The year was 1970. Hi, I'm B.J. Thomas, and these are the sounds of the time. I knew I was going to have hit records, and I was going to be the best singer I could be, and that's what got me up in the morning, and that's all I ever wanted to do. When I was about 15, a group of guys, we got a band together, and we did top 40 radio.
The Texas teens became known as the Triumphs.
We were the top one or two bands in our area. We had a couple of records out, just local records that they maybe might play for a week. My first album, and off that album came I'm So Lonesome.
That single, a Hank Williams cover, sold over 1 million copies.
It had evolved into a certain kind of different sound and a version, and it somehow found its way on the radio. They played it, and it went #1 in 3 weeks.
By the mid-60s, the Triumphs were asked to join a Dick Clark tour. Only Thomas went, and soon after, found himself touring with the godfather of soul, James Brown.
I went and toured with James Brown because they thought I was an R&B singer, which that's what I kind of consider myself, but they thought I was an African American, and they booked me out with James Brown, and believe me, I would have loved to have been James Brown, and he was an idol for us, and so I toured with him, and then I had a number of hit records.
Fans got hooked on his 1968 hit song, Hooked on a Feeling.
It was a million seller and a wonderful song. One of my, probably really my favorite song. I think the guy's in love with this girl, and she just doesn't know what she does to him, and he's just hooked on that feeling of love, So it's pretty basic. Back in those days, some of the greatest songs were just very simply about love.
By the late 60s, Thomas had made a name for himself, and soon was asked by Burt Bacharach and Hal David to voice a song they were writing for Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Raindrops are falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red.
The record actually was released in October of '69, and the movie came out for Christmas '69. And when the movie came out, bang, the song just exploded.
Raindrops landed at #1 on the charts and even took home an Oscar for Best Original Song. But along with the success came temptations that turned into addiction.
I was an alcoholic, and like so many people of my time, I was a drug addict. So lots of things didn't happen for me that could have happened. At one point, I went to my wife. I say, I just don't think I can do it anymore. I'd been running, sometimes 300 days a year. And so we just decided to just back off and to do it in a different way and not necessarily chase after everything. And I'm not sure that was the best decision we could have made, but I have a wonderful family and we're all healthy now, so.
In 1975, Thomas went to Memphis, where he recorded the incredibly long-titled song called Hey Won't You Play Another Somebody Done Somebody Wrong song.
Very few times do you have that positive feeling that the song is going to be a big record, but I just knew that was going to be big. And it was the first record for ABC record label out of New York City, and was a #1 record.
Hey, oh, won't you play another somebody done somebody wrong song?
Soon Thomas would reinvent himself yet again by recording gospel records.
I have an appreciation for all music. And that's another thing, the gospel thing. We had the first 4 platinum albums in gospel music history, and that was another thing. We thought we had kind of retired, and then bang, here this thing came, and we had no idea how huge, gospel was. And it was a real spiritual turning point in our lives.
With an R&B background and his pop, country, and gospel hits, Thomas believes he knows how his multifaceted career has lasted for more than 6 decades.
For me, it just has a lot to do with my sound and R&B influences that back up the things that I do as I'm feeling the song. And I think when people hear me, they think I could sing that song, you know. I could sing like that, you know. They could, you know, who couldn't sing wrong song? But they're not going to sound like me, you know. So I think that's just a beautiful part of fate. Music to me is emotion. And so I'll just go with my emotion, and I think people connect to that. When they hear the thing, they can't define what's happening, but if you're really connecting, if you're really singing from your heart, they can feel it.